Let me ask you something very honestly. When was the last time you truly took care of yourself? Not your children, not your family, not your responsibilities, just you. When was the last time you rested? Not because you were exhausted to the point of collapse, but because you chose to pause? When was the last time you talked about your feelings? Not just your problems but your emotions? Or gave yourself time to breathe without feeling guilty? Because here is something many parents and caregivers forget. You cannot pour from an empty cup. To light another candle, your own candle must be burning, and an empty lantern provides no light. Many parents are tired, not just physically tired from work, chores, and responsibilities, but emotionally tired. They wake up early, they sleep late, they solve problems all day, they carry responsibilities that no one sees. From the outside they look strong, but inside many are silently struggling. They are carrying stress that has no words. They are carrying worries about money, school fees, children's behavior, relationships, and the future. They are carrying emotional weight that they rarely release. And yet, life does not slow down for them. So they keep going. They keep providing. They keep caring. They keep sacrificing. But deep inside they are exhausted. And when a parent is exhausted, it does not stay hidden. It shows up in tone of voice. It shows up in patience levels. It shows up in reactions. It shows up in how they talk to their children. Not because they are bad parents, but because they are overwhelmed parents. When you are emotionally drained, small things feel big. Simple mistakes feel irritating. Noise feels like pressure. Questions feel like a disturbance. Demands feel like attacks. And slowly, without noticing, your patience reduces. You may shout more than you intend. You may withdraw emotionally. You may stop listening deeply. You may respond harshly instead of calmly. And afterward, you feel guilty. You ask yourself, why did I react like that? I didn't mean to be harsh. But the truth is simple. It is not always about the child's behavior. Sometimes it is about your emotional condition. This is why self-care is not a luxury. It is not something optional. It is part of parenting. Looking after yourself is not selfish. Let this truth settle in your heart. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. As a parent or caregiver, your emotional, mental, and physical well-being directly affects your child. When you are stressed, your child feels it. When you are overwhelmed, your home feels it. When you are emotionally present, your child feels safe. You are not just raising a child. You are shaping an environment. And that environment is influenced by your inner state. Many caregivers are not used to talking about how they feel. They were raised in environments where strength meant silence, where being strong meant hiding emotions, where pain was not spoken about. So they carry everything inside. But emotions do not disappear when ignored. They accumulate. And when they accumulate, they come out in unhealthy ways. Sometimes as anger. Sometimes there is withdrawal. Sometimes as emotional distance. Sometimes as frustration over small things. So what can you do? Start by allowing yourself to feel. Not judging your emotions. Not suppressing them. But simply acknowledging them. Ask yourself gently, how am I feeling today? Am I tired? Am I stressed? Am I overwhelmed? Am I anxious? Am I emotionally drained? There is nothing wrong with feeling these things. The important thing is not to deny them, but to understand them. Because what you understand, you can manage. One of the most healing things a caregiver can do is talk. Talk to someone you trust. A friend, partner, a fellow parent, a support group, a counselor if possible. You don't need perfect words. You don't need long explanations. Sometimes even saying, I am tired, I am overwhelmed, I am struggling, can bring relief. Because silence increases pressure, but expression reduces it. And when someone opens up to you, listen without judgment. Do not rush to correct. Do not rush to advise. Sometimes people don't need solutions first. They need to feel heard. Stress is part of life. But unmanaged stress becomes heavy. And heavy stress affects both you and your child. So what can you do in simple, practical ways? First, focus on what you can control. Not everything in life is controllable. You cannot control every situation. You cannot control every behavior. You cannot control every outcome, but you can control your response. Instead of thinking, I must fix everything today, try saying, I will do what I can today. This shift removes pressure and brings peace. Big stress often comes from big expectations, so break life into small steps. One task at a time, one decision at a time, one day at a time. You don't need to solve your whole life in one day. You just need to handle today well. That mindset alone reduces pressure. Your internal voice matters. What you say to yourself shapes how you feel. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, try saying, this is difficult, but I will find a way. Instead of saying, I am failing, try saying, I am learning. Your words create your mindset, and your mindset influences your actions. Do not isolate yourself. Isolation increases emotional weight. Stay connected. Talk, share, laugh. Even small conversations matter. You are not the only one going through challenges. Many parents are silently fighting similar battles. And when people connect, they realize they are not alone. That alone brings relief. Your body carries your stress, so it needs care too. Rest when possible. Eat well when you can. Drink water. Move your body. Even small things matter. A short walk. Stretching. Sitting quietly. Deep breathing. These are not small things. They are reset points for your mind and body. Even if it is just a few minutes. Sit quietly. Think. Breathe. Pray. Reflect. Do something that brings you back to yourself. Not because you are escaping responsibility, but because you are restoring strength. Many parents feel guilty resting. They feel like rest is laziness. They feel like self-care is selfish. They feel like they must always be strong. But here is the truth. A tired parent cannot give quality care. Rest is not neglect. Rest is preparation. When you rest, you come back better. When you care for yourself, you care better for others. Children don't just listen to what you say. They watch what you do. If they see you constantly stressed and never resting, they learn that life is only pressure. But if they see you managing stress calmly, talking about feelings, taking breaks, caring for yourself, they learn emotional balance. They learn self-respect. They learn healthy habits. They learn emotional intelligence. So self-care is also parenting education. To light another candle, your own candle must be burning. You cannot guide your child well if you are completely drained. You cannot give patience if you are empty inside. You cannot give peace if you are full of stress. So start today. Check on yourself. Listen to yourself. Respect your limits. Take care of your emotional health. Because when you are strong, your family becomes stronger. Before we end, ask yourself honestly, how am I really feeling today? What is one thing I need to release? What is one small way I can care for myself this week? Not everything needs to change at once. Start small. Even a few minutes of self-care is a beginning. You are doing more than you think. You are trying. You are showing up. You are carrying responsibilities that are not easy, but you also matter in this story. Your health matters. Your emotions matter. Your rest matters. Because when you are well, your children experience a better version of you. And that is one of the greatest gifts you can give them. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Hoperise Channel. Share this with another parent who needs encouragement. And come back for our next session. Because in the next episode, we will talk about something very important. How to guide children with discipline, without breaking their spirit. How to teach right and wrong, in a positive, loving way. You don't want to miss it. And join this journey of changing the way we care for children. Because when we care for ourselves, we care better for our children. Stay with me.